Now that you have brainstormed and created a list of topic ideas, you are now ready to narrow down one of your favorite topics into a more specific topic. This instructional guide is designed to help you determine the specific purpose statement. Before you can begin writing the speech, you must clearly state the specific purpose and be able to meet the criteria for the assignment. This video can be stopped and restarted at any time. This will allow you to review slides and take notes at your own pace. The specific purpose statement is defined as a single infinitive phrase that states precisely what a speaker hopes to accomplish in his or her speech. Since your next speech assignment is to prepare an informative speech, the sentence will always start with these words, and how you end it determines your specific topic. The other goal in writing a specific purpose statement is to identify whether the speech will be based upon a process, event, or an object. The wording of this statement will determine which type of an informative speech we are planning to prepare. As you read in your text, the goal of a process speech is to tell how to do something or how something is done. The key words that identify this statement as a process speech are how to. Event and object speeches are relatively easy because they both use the key words about. The specific words that will follow identify whether it's an event or an object. In the previous instructional video guide, I highlighted 3 of my brainstorming topics that I might consider for an informative speech topic. They were swing dancing, New Hampshire, and the Whitfield Managerial Friendship Society. In order to write them as a specific purpose statement, I would simply add the topic to complete the statement. In this illustration, all 3 were written using the word about, signifying that they are either about an event or about an object. There is only one that could be written as the process, using the words how to. This would indicate that I am going to tell you how to swing dance. As I think about this one topic idea, I realize that this is a very broad topic, and so are my other 2. In order to narrow down one of my topics, I am going to need to get a bit more specific with the goal of the speech if I am going to meet the criteria for this speech. The most important thing is to be conscious of time relative to the parts of the speech. This speech assignment is a 4 to 6 minute speech presentation. This does not need to be exactly 4 minutes, but should be fairly close. I expect it to be at least 4 minutes, no less, because that means you did not put enough effort into what you plan to talk about. If it needs to go longer, please don't go any longer than 8 minutes. We need to stick to a time limit due to the number of students that we have in the class and the amount of time that we have for our class meetings. If everyone goes overtime, we will not get done in one class meeting. So, how do we make sure that our topic will fit the time frame? Let me put it into perspective. There will be 3 parts to the speech. If you look at the informative speech outline, you will see that the speech has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Which part do you think will be the longest or have the most information? Much like a written paper, the introduction and the conclusion will be a minimum of 4 sentences equal to a paragraph each. So they are both relatively short. The body of, say, a 2 to 4 minute page written paper is generally 3 to 5 paragraphs, so it is the part of the speech that will take up the most time. So if you said the body, you are right. So how does this translate in terms of time? If you were to read a 4 to 8 sentence paragraph, it shouldn't take more than 15 to 30 seconds. This means that the introduction, the conclusion, will probably only take about 1 minute to recite. If you are trying to stick to 4 minutes, that means you will have 3 minutes to recite the body of the speech. These 3 minutes need to be divided up between the main points. Usually, it is recommended to limit the number of main points for a short speech. A speech that is anywhere from 8 to 10 minute speech should have 3 to 5 main points at most. Typically, if you can keep it to 3 main points, you will be successful at keeping your time on track. If you have 3 main points, then on average you will have a minimum of 1 minute to explain each main point, if you want to complete it in 4 minutes. This is just an average. Some main points may take longer than others, so if you need more time, that is okay, as long as you don't go over 8 minutes. With all this in mind, then, you need to be very specific about what you are going to talk about. For example, using one of my topics, I can start by asking myself some basic questions. These questions can help trigger ideas related to my topic. This will help me decide, am I going to do a speech that is about swing dancing or something related to how to? One strategy that can help you narrow down a topic is called web design. You may be familiar with this if you ever had to complete a web design in order to find a specific topic when writing an English paper. The simplest way to create a web design is to draw it out on a piece of paper. This is much like a spider web, where the center circle encapsulates your topic, and then the topics with corresponding topics branch out from there. The main topics are the first branches out, and the subtopics extend from the main topics. If you have only a few main topics, then you can consider those to be your main points, and the subtopics would be your subpoints, which is what we call them in a speech outline. These are what you would then use in your outline. However, if your main points and subpoints look like they might take too long to explain, then you may have to further refine your topic. It may work out to use one of your main points as the topic, and the subpoints would then become the main points for that new topic. Concept mapping is another strategy for mapping out or organizing the speech. It is pretty much the same thing as web designing. Wikipedia defines a concept map as a diagram showing the relationships among concepts. It is a geographical tool for organizing and representing knowledge. Although you are often advised not to use Wikipedia, this is an accurate definition and explanation of what a concept map is. So if you'd like to visit this for more information about concept mapping, feel free to visit this site. To create a concept map, you can either do this on paper, like we did with our web design, or you can visit one of many online websites designed to allow users to create one. My favorite concept map is Bubbleless.com. Some of the other websites are not as user-friendly as this one. That's why I like this one, because it's fairly easy to learn how to use so that you can get working and not waste time. To use this website, you first need to click on Create an Account. I already have an account, so I can click on Sign In. Before I show you how to use it, let me briefly show you two of the concept maps that I have already created. Although these weren't one of my top 3, they do give you a good idea of what a concept map looks like. So let's look at my concept map on skiing. To open it, I just click on it. And there's my concept map for skiing. As you notice, skiing was the main topic, positioned in the center, and then as an offshoot I talked about, I angled off to types, and then I extended out to equipment, and then I extended again to ski resorts. So if I wanted to tell you about the different types of skiing that there are, this would be then my main points, is to tell you about snowboarding, cross country, and downhill. So that in itself would be one speech, because I could not possibly do all of these things in one 4 to 6 minute speech. So I would probably want to just use one of them as my main topic. I could also then decide, well, I like going to some of these resorts, but I wouldn't have time to talk about each one of them. So I could maybe just talk about, say, Bretton Woods, because that's my favorite place to ski. But then I would have to then come up with some main points that I would tell you about Bretton Woods. Another one of the topics that I branched off on was equipment. I could talk about different types of equipment for skiing, but I could also just talk about how to purchase ski equipment, which would lead me to another branch off of equipment. So as I look at this, I could continue to expand any one of these topic ideas and come up with something very specific that now I'd have to write my specific purpose statement and to guide my speech. Let's take a look now at my Florida one. Double click on that and it will open up. Oh wow, this is pretty big, so I might have to zoom a little bit so we can read it. Okay, I've been to Florida a few times. So with my Florida vacations, one of my vacations was to go to St. Augustine. And at St. Augustine, I went to different restaurants, talked about the beaches, and I could talk about the sights. So this could maybe be doable in 4 to 6 minutes, but until I start writing in the subpoints for some of these, I might have to be careful not to go over time. Same thing with if I wanted to talk about my vacation to Orlando. If I were to talk about Orlando and talk about all three of these different parks, SeaWorld, Disney, and Universal Studios, it might take way too much time. So I may need to also confine my topic to say, just tell you about what I did at Disney World while on my vacation to Orlando, Florida. Then I could just talk about specific things about Disney that maybe I liked the best. Also, same thing with Daytona. If I was to talk about Daytona, boy, look at all I could talk about. I could talk about all the different sites. There were a few different sites that interest me. Daytona Speedway, Marineland, the lighthouses. Or I could talk about just my favorite restaurants at Daytona Beach, Florida, and just talk about the restaurants that I like to eat out at and then tell you about each specific restaurant. That would definitely be a 4-minute speech. And instead of just telling you everything I did in Daytona, I would limit myself again to something very specific just to talk about favorite restaurants. I could do the same with water activities. I could just tell you about the things I did at the beach while in Daytona, which was to go bodyboarding, jet skiing, and parasailing. Again, this would be one specific speech topic. Rather than to tell you about all these other things, I would just limit myself to talking about this. So as you can see, my concept map was pretty big. But to narrow down a topic, I would just choose one of these, make it my main topic, and then already I've got the main points for the body of the speech already pretty much laid out. I would just then need to decide on the subtopics for each.